episode 11 of The Verdict. Splash Jordan.
Wes Taylor over here.
I am Wes Taylor is here, and we're joined this week by special guest.
Right.
Hey.
Odie.
Hey.
New voice on the show.
You want to go ahead and introduce yourself?
Yeah.
Hi. Yes, I am Odie, also known as Odaflay. A very complicated name, so hence you can see why I go by Odie. That's my
Odie?
nickname.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Where you from, Odie?
The name is from Ghana, so usually, when people ask that question, it's always, well, where the hell is that name coming from? So the name is from Ghana, but I pretty much grew up here in Raleigh, not too far from downtown Raleigh, of course. So definitely familiar with the area. Went to middle school, high school here. This is home.
I just moved here not too long ago, so I'm still kind of feeling it out, trying to see if I like it, see, what kind of opportunities there are.
Where's from here?
Well, I moved here to Raleigh from Charlotte.
Oh, okay.
And I moved to Charlotte from Charleston, South Carolina. Just making my way up.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you'll be in Virginia before you know it.
Pretty much.
You're basically going north.
Right.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna skip Virginia though. they wilding down there. They out of control. They outraged and underage down there. So you got okay. Well, first of all, you said you had some interesting hurricane related.
Yeah, it's actually interesting that you kind of brought that up earlier about the hurricane holding a couple of things up.
Right.
Nice little segue. I caught what you did there. But basically, so everybody knows, Irma has been a thing. It's, it's been a nuisance to say the least. But recently, the hurricane that affected Texas, turns out some of the people were basically fucking in the shelters.
Wow. Of course they were. I mean, what else? They don't have nothing else to do.
So
I don't know. But
I
go
see
ahead.
the look
Continue.
on Wes's face, like he's kind of judging, and I am curious to see what you guys think about that. Like, if it were you, would you feel a way about fucking in the show, or like, would you go through with it, or would you judge the people that do?
Well, there's two parts to that story.
Everybody should be fucking in the shelter.
Number one, I mean, somebody, obviously, when you get man and female around each other,
Right.
Hello.
tensions, heat starts to rise and everything, hormones start going
Right.
crazy.
It's close proximity.
It's close proximity.
It's been a week.
It's been a week.
It's been a week. Y'all right there just need to find a little quiet spot and hit it up. But at the same time, no, man, my dignity wouldn't let me do it, bro.
Why would it
My
not?
dignity wouldn't. I don't know, man. It's just, I don't know. Right now, I'm playing Monday morning quarterback and just thinking, nah, man, I couldn't do that. But I don't know, man. In that moment.
In that moment, you'd be like, you know what, man? Like, you'd be so stressed out. You'd be so tense. You just need to, bust a couple off. You'd have to do it.
When you think about it, when you're thinking about these shelters now, like, is it like a bay full of beds and all that good stuff?
Yeah, it's
like
definitely
bunk beds and all that?
Yeah, I'm thinking like whenever New Orleans hit and you saw all the cots
Yeah,
in the stadium.
In the stadium?
Yeah, I could see it like that. But I mean, like,
I'm
are you
trying-
saying it's conditional? Like, what if it's 3:00 in the morning and you're not expecting anybody to be up?
I'm just trying to figure out where in the world are we going to go? Like, we can't go outside.
Right.
So, like, there has to be, like, a closet or something like that, a bathroom.
Why should you be ashamed? Like, it's what
know.
people do.
Right.
It
Like,
is
what you have
what-
to be ashamed about? Let's do this right here in the
I
middle.
As long as
man.
you're using some sort of discretion. I'm not all for like you just fucking on the side of a wall and then it just being out in the open. I mean, if you have the covers over you and it's late at night, you're not really expecting people to be up. My issue with this whole story was not the fact that people were having sex, but the fact that somebody had the nerve to record it and then post it to social media.
No,
that
that's
is
wild.
nerve.
That's
That's
wild.
wrong. Like, nobody's expecting to be, called out that way.
I mean, it is wrong to record it, but at the same time, though, man, you're supposed to be discreet about this business. You can't really be mad if, someone just caught y'all. I mean, if you...
But that's the thing. Like, what if it was 3:00 in the morning? And what if they were under the covers?
Well,
it's not like they were, hooping and hollering.
What if it was 1:00 in the afternoon and they was hooping and hollering?
Oh, man.
I think we could all
The
agree that that's in bad
daytime.
taste.
That's probably...
How was that bad taste? I'm lost.
That is bad taste
He's pretty much saying, get it how you live.
Right.
pretty much.
The circumstances dictate that you should be able to get it how you live.
Nah, you gotta use some sort of
I ain't pressed
consideration.
for it, though. I guess, like, I don't know, man. I had to go I don't know. I would have to be in that situation, man. I don't know what I would do, but just right now thinking about it, man.
But how would they washing in this situation? Like how would they maintain a level of hygiene?
You start thinking about that. See, I was already thinking about
if
the
it's my man,
stuff.
like what do you mean?
Well, no, we're not talking about that. We're talking about getting that.
I'm not fucking no stranger in the shelter.
Yeah, we're talking about
that's
that.
What we talking about
that shelter Punani.
Man, you just met this chick, man. You don't know where she from. You
Absolutely not. That sounds disgusting.
All right,
what's disgusting about that?
No.
Using that protection, real talk. But I mean, that's pretty much how I feel about it.
I've gone longer without, so just being in the shelter isn't going to make me all of a sudden horny and like she's got to have it.
I mean, out of all the places you can find some strange, a shelter where people find refuge from a hurricane. Out of all the places to find strange.
Yeah, I'm good. I'd rather masturbate if I'm that horny.
If you're that horny, if you're that desperate, like, can it wait until it's an all clear, like, green light, like you can leave? Like, does it have to be there? Like, you can't wait? Are you that desperate? Is the world gonna end if you don't get your nut off?
Well, I think in situations like that, it's more about like scratching
stress.
Well, just scratching that situation off your bucket list. Like, same for people who have sex on airplanes. It's like all the same things apply.
Man, motherfuckers ain't out here like, let's see my bucket list. Oh, have sex at a shelter. Find some strange. Like, ain't nobody crossing that off.
What if the shelter that you're in is like a church? Does that affect it at all?
See, now you're stepping in the territory right there. Now,
not one iota.
You don't think Joel let you smash on the pew?
Well, no, I would
the minister's office.
Yeah, God is watching you.
I would smash. I went to
man, some Flanders shit,
right
bruh.
At my church. I actually knew some people who it was crazy because they all did the same thing. They would perform a sexual act at church and immediately feel guilty. I'm using air quotes. Immediately feel guilty and do something like, tell people right away, like, oh, we just did this, and I feel so ashamed. I'm so conflicted. I'm like, yo, what are you doing? Why are you telling people what you just did? Like, yeah, such and such, she and I, we went into the children's nursery when everybody was gone.
Never look at the nursery the same, bro. But like, don't touch nothing.
She domed me up.
Oh.
And I feel so bad. I'm like, nigga, this supposed to feel good. Like, what happened? Like, but I know some people who've definitely fornicated inside of a church. And for some reason, they're struck with this overwhelming feeling of conviction. I think I could handle it, but I've just never,
I don't know. It depends on your affiliation and, what you do as far as your religious life. So, I mean, if you're out here in the church and you're not really religious like that, you're going to think of it as another building.
Of course.
But, if you're religious like that, you're going to think of it as a place of, praise, of worship.
Right.
So that place is sacred to you. So if I were to, go have sex in a mosque, you know what I'm saying? People would, think some type of way. It was like, how could you do that? That's a religious,
You monster.
Exactly. So, I mean, personally, you got it. Okay.
Yeah.
So
there I go again.
So personally, me, I mean, I couldn't do it, man. Not no church though, man. Probably outside of the church.
I will say,
the
parking lot is
the parking lot.
The parking lot
is
safe.
Okay, so the parking lot is safe.
Parking lot is definitely
in the car.
Game. Yeah, in the car.
Yeah.
But once you get inside the building, it's like
normal people.
Yeah, once you cross that threshold, it's like, I can't do it.
All right. Okay. All right. So, okay. So, what's in the news now? Of course, is this iPhone 10.
Yeah.
And just for people listening, it is pronounced iPhone 10.
Don't say X.
Not X.
It's not iPhone X. This is according to Apple.
Did they skip 9? They went from 8.
Pretty sure they did. That's why I was
9 because it was the 10-year anniversary. Yeah. It was the 10-year
Basically,
anniversary.
it's iPhone 10-year anniversary. So technically, it's not even the 10. Yeah.
So technically, okay.
It's technically the 10th year anniversary.
They could have done something else. They could have chosen another letter.
They could have gone a different direction. They could have had just, I thought they were going to call it something else other than iPhone. That's what I heard for the longest. But, they got a whole bunch of features that Android has been using for 4 to 5 years
Let's
now.
talk about it.
This is real. This is real.
Like, people been unlocking their phone, they S8s with facial recognition.
I have the S8, yeah.
Yeah, you already got facial recognition. Knock on, they have on the cheapest of the cheapest LG. That's like been out forever and ever.
Yeah.
And Apple was running around like this shit's brand new. Edge to edge screen was on the Samsung Edge.
Yes.
Like, I
think that was a 6 when they did that. It was like the 6
yeah.
They haven't done anything they haven't done anything. And even like they've got a dual screen or dual camera. So you can record the front and the back at the same time, but you could do that on an HTC. Like, this was like 3 years ago HTC was doing that.
So pretty much what it is, it's just because Apple knows that people are still going to buy this no matter what the features are.
It's brand loyalty.
Yeah, it's brand loyalty. I mean, it's a marketing technique. So, I mean, they've made products in the past. They made computers, and now they're making iPhones and iPads and all that. So, I mean, it's just a brand loyalty. No matter what type of feature, no matter if you even use all the features, because you're not going to use every single feature.
No one ever does.
I think the one that stands out, and I think that Face ID already exists on some other technology platforms as well. But
on Droid.
On the Droid. So, it's like, I know actually for my, my Note, my Samsung Note, I mean, it has face recognition on there as well. So, I mean, I don't see anything special other than the price. The price is the only thing that's different. And, I mean, it's $1,000 just for one cell phone.
$1,000. If you're willing to pay $1,000 for one cell phone, then I got a bridge in Brooklyn I want to sell you.
There's, like, what can you, let's like make a list right now. What can you do with $1,000 other than buy an iPhone?
Take 2 vacations.
You could travel outside the country.
You can even open up your own company, your own LLC.
You can definitely incorporate yourself. All the paperwork to legitimize your operation can be done with $1,000.
Right. You can buy a lawnmower. You can
buy a used car.
You can buy a used car.
I've bought a car for $1,000.
So there's so many things that you can do with $1,000, and a lot of these people plan to put that money towards a cell phone. So I don't know if a lot of people are even paying up front. Obviously, the people who got it are obviously going to pay it up front. Some people are going to probably lease it or probably do that thing where, you can have an iPhone and once a new one comes out, you just pretty much switch up.
Which is leasing.
So that's pretty much leasing. So it's just, I don't know, man. If you got it, you got it. If you don't, I think you should reconsider getting this phone because, I mean,
I think you should.
There's other phones that are doing the same thing that this thing is. I mean, I understand your brand loyalty to iPhone. I have an iPhone myself. This is actually my first iPhone that I ever had. The iPhone 7, and I mean, I'm like, it's okay.
I mean, it's a little more than okay, but I'm just saying, in the grand scheme of things, don't go out here spending, $1,000 on a cell phone. When I mean, like, say you got a lot of people who still got iPhone 4s and 4Ss or whatever the case may be, you can get you a 6 Plus for $200. Mm-hmm. And I mean, the 6 Plus, the 6 Plus is
6 Plus looks just like the 7.
I mean, this is a nice ass phone, the 6 Plus. You can get it for $200. You can get you a 7 or a 7 Plus for like 4 or 5, which is still a little steep, but it's like, okay, if I want something top of the line, I can spend, I can spend some money and get something top of the line. But to spend twice that on a phone that does the same shit that
that is not innovative in any way.
It's not very innovative. Yeah, it's not. I can't think of anything new that it's doing. A lot of
any other phone is doing right now.
Right, because a lot of the features that were shown were software related features. So or like application related features,
right?
Like the augmented reality and stuff like that. Like those are developer apps,
right?
Not iPhone specific. So. So we'll see. But if you got that kind of money and you're willing to blow it on the phone.
Yeah, I'm team Android. I'm okay. We all right over here.
I don't know. I
don't know if y'all all right, but I just wouldn't spend $1,000 on a phone.
When I first got a MacBook and, I was messing with it, I was like, okay, like, it's just a laptop. It doesn't really do too much for me. But then once I got an iPhone and I saw how, those two work compatible within each other. Within each other, I was like, oh, I understand why, whenever someone buys an Apple product, you can't just stop at one. you have to
Fair enough.
you have to get another product. Like you have to either get a laptop, you have to get a laptop or a phone or a watch. Phone and a watch. Like you have to get more than just one to actually feel the full effect of.
My issue with Apple products is I don't want to buy anything and then have to read the whole manual just to understand it. I need a level of intuitiveness, and that just doesn't do it for me.
There's a learning curve. There's a bit of a learning curve, but once you get it, you got it. And there was a lot of things that were perfected on iPhone. A lot of things that like emojis. You know what I'm saying? Like there was a period of time where you had to have the iPhone to have emojis, and even now, them Droid emojis, they ain't these emojis.
Yeah.
Y'all got some other kind of shit, but it ain't these. It ain't Ralph.
Yeah. And speaking of just texting in general, man, the blue bubbles. The blue bubbles have changed my life.
Yeah, like when I'm texting a person,
can't miss what you never had. I guess
not exponentially.
When I'm texting a person and the bubble is green, I'm like, okay, well, I see what kind of person you are.
Whatever.
I'm judging.
I'd rather just know that the person's ignoring me rather than see that they start typing and then they stop and then
the read receipts.
That's part of it.
I don't need read receipts. I'm good.
That's part of it. That's part of the subterfuge that people with iMessage go through. Like, I'm about to fucking pretend like I'm responding. Nope. Delete.
Yeah.
How you just gonna read my message?
Right. Oh yeah.
Like,
how you just gonna read it and move on? Like people with iPhones are so fucking rude.
I thought it was rhetorical.
Right. Right. Yeah. Like nigga, they ain't rhetorical. Okay. So speaking of other phenomena that have come and gone, and that we're just now catching up to, the season finale of Insecure happened like a week or two ago.
Yeah.
This was past Sunday, about a week ago.
Okay, I still haven't seen it. But feel free to go ahead and discuss it because nothing really happened this season to where it's like you're gonna surprise me with anything.
True. So pretty much, how this whole
you kind of caught up quick though, didn't you?
Yeah, I caught up hella quick, man. Yeah. I just kept watching.
Okay,
because it's like 30 minutes.
It's a really good
they're only
show.
They're only like 22 minutes. And first of all, before we go any further, Issa Rae, if you listening, don't try me again with these motherfucking 21-minute episodes. Like season 3, come back with hour-long episodes, or just don't do it at all. Like don't try my fucking face with 7 half-hour episodes and call that a season.
I think the reason why it's 30 minutes long is because one, it's easy to digest, and two, it keeps you coming for more.
It's a comedy too. Yeah. Like what sitcoms that are an hour?
Bro.
An hour? Well,
what sitcoms? No, that's not a sitcom.
Yeah.
Exactly.
What makes Insecure a sitcom?
It's a situational comedy. Sitcom.
How long is
it's just no live audience.
How long is Scandal?
Scandal is an hour, but it's a drama. It's not a comedy.
Master of None is an hour.
I don't watch Master of None. I don't know that show. Wow.
It's a much better show than Insecure.
Netflix.
It's on Netflix, and I'm not dragging Insecure. I'm just saying that you
want more.
And I'm just saying
that hour.
It definitely requires an hour. That is a good question.
Agree.
What other sitcoms do I know that are an hour?
I mean, I'm trying to think.
I'm hard pressed to
like
think
sitcoms, like come on ABC, like is
To
Catch a Murder.
30 minutes.
To Catch a Murderer, is that 30 minutes? That's a drama. So
yeah, Girls is 30 minutes.
Can't find anything.
Girls
comedy.
is 30 minutes, right?
Girls is 30 minutes.
Silicon Valley is no. Entourage was definitely an hour, and that was a sitcom.
But that was on HBO.
Insecure's on HBO.
I thought it said. All right, so what's the difference between a sitcom and just a series? What's the difference?
Well, sitcoms are series. Sitcom being a situational comedy versus like Power and Scandal, those are dramas. Okay. So ain't a lot of jokes being told.
Okay,
right.
So sitcom is just comedy.
Like
based on
well,
comedy.
Friends was definitely.
Friends was 30 minutes.
Okay, maybe it was 30 minutes.
And I didn't watch, but that was a terrible ass show, but it was 30 minutes.
Yeah. Right. But Entourage is definitely an hour long. And I love Entourage.
I did watch some episodes of Entourage,
Oh,
but I
look.
don't remember if they
It's
were 30
like-
minutes. So
like the
I'm
first-
gonna defer that to you.
Like the first 3 seasons for sure were definitely like outstanding, and I'm pretty sure they were 30 minutes.
I don't feel like
an
the
hour
mo-
long.
I don't feel like the
But
movie
even
was all
so,
that
though,
great,
there was
The
like a
movie was
drama
right.
element. So it was like a dramedy, not really. And I guess Insecure kind of falls
Yeah.
under that, guys, too. All right.
Yeah, it's,
But not too many. The point is not that many comedies
Okay,
are more than 30 minutes.
you're right. So you guys tell me, or in your own words, what kind of happened? What's going on in the season finale?
Okay, so pretty much the season finale goes through Molly's, Lawrence's, and Issa's day. I think that's the only 3, right? I don't think
Yeah,
there any other.
it was just the 3 of their days.
Yeah, just the 3 of their days. So pretty much it's 30 days with Lawrence, 30 days with Molly, 30 days with Issa.
The same 30 days, though.
The same 30
from
days.
different perspectives.
Right. So if you've been watching, Lawrence has a little situation at work now. So, he was
I'm a little, lituation.
yeah. So he was hanging out with her, and they were cooking, and he was trying to pursue, he's pretty much trying to do more at work, trying to be acknowledged, just amongst his peers, and he come to find out that his girlfriend actually had sex with one of those, corny guys. I forget his name.
Yeah.
More than once.
You talking about the Hispanic chick had
Yeah.
sex with one of the corny dudes more than
Yeah.
once.
Yeah, remember, because they have like a little shindig at the end of every week or something like that.
Yeah.
And it just so happened that, those 2 people had sex, before Lawrence even got
Oh yeah,
there.
I do remember them talking about it.
Right. So, they're at dinner, and he finds out that she had sex with him multiple times. And
Right,
she was
'cause
like,
she tried to make it seem like, oh, it was a
yeah, he was
mistake.
just, nah, she was like, he was just there. So it's like, for someone to just have sex with someone who was just there multiple times, seems like you guys actually had a connection.
Yeah.
So she was like, well, he's funny and all that, but other than that, and he's smart. Like, other than that, it meant nothing. So, Lawrence is kind of just thinking about
But you
it.
can't have
Lawrence.
sex, though. Like, where is that a crime? Like,
Right.
you can't just fuck somebody.
Right.
And it really is just about the
Doesn't mean
physical
anything.
connection.
Right.
Lawrence is going off the deep
Lawrence-
end.
Yeah.
Yeah, and-
Lawrence is in his feelings.
He-
Like
he
Chad
is
told
in-
him.
He is in
He
his
said
feelings.
2 bedrooms, one for you and one for your feelings.
And I mean, yeah, that
The-
is
and the
right.
feelings got the master.
Yeah.
Right. So,
Right.
So, pretty much, he's at work and he sees her, interacting with the corny guy, and
Right.
he's hating it, and eventually, they're in the car, and she's laughing again, on the phone,
On
and
the
he
phone.
cracks a joke, and she's not even listening to the guy. So
To Lawrence.
yeah, to Lawrence.
Right.
So Lawrence is pissed, and he goes on a rant about him. Or his girlfriend, having sex in the past with this guy, and he was like, "Oh, you think he's mad funny at work," and then everything. So words get exchanged. She walks out
So they're done.
As
So-
Issa's calling him, though.
as Issa's
So
calling.
he
Right.
was like, I don't like liars. She was like, you need to deal with your shit. And he was like, I don't have any shit. And
Right.
then Issa calls, and she
Right.
was like, there's your shit right there.
Right.
Like, deal
Right.
with it.
Right. And we all know that they're going to get back together. So
Do
and
we,
it-
though?
And it really, they're definitely getting back
So,
together.
then
Absolutely.
we have Molly, who's just met this new lawyer. What's his name? He's a really nice guy. I forget his
Quentin.
name. Quentin.
And his what's his name? His actual name or his stage name? I can't remember right now. But let me just say that as far as Molly's concerned, I don't know if you guys have ever seen that meme or that video clip from Tyra Banks going off on this model, and she was like, I was rooting for you.
Oh yeah.
I have that moment every week with Molly. I was rooting for her, and then she just, as far as her professional life is concerned, she's got it together.
Oh, yeah.
I aspire to be Molly in that regard.
I
But
love life.
everything else, Jesus Christ, that girl cannot win. She gets in her
No.
own way all the
She
time.
definitely is a victim of self-sabotage in the worst way. And can I just say that old buddy Dro, I'm not buying it.
Yeah.
I'm
You don't
not
think?
buying
You
it.
don't
Let's
think?
talk about it.
I don't think.
His wife don't know shit.
Exactly.
Niggas
does-
She
lie.
don't know.
She
don't
does
know
He
at
said
that.
whatever he had to say to get some
Candace is
pussy. That's
oblivious. Candace is oblivious
Not
to
only-
what type
Fucking
of
way.
relationship.
Not only that, I just don't buy his acting ability as this character. Like the whole thing is off. Like he's the weak link. I'm not hating on the gentleman as a person. He's probably great and probably loves the kids, but it just seems so out of place. Like him as an actor, his personality. I'm just like, yo, get this nigga off the screen. Every time him and Molly have sex, all we see is the back of his ass. And
So obviously you want to see more of Molly and less of him.
Right. I'm like, yo, Molly, what's going on? You keeping that body under wraps. Like, I mean, if that's the case, then you don't need to be in a sex scene. But I definitely want to see this nigga's ass. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Even Issa Rae is giving
this is what Game of Thrones does to you, man. It's not but sex scenes.
Right.
Not all these sex scenes showing the nipples and the titties and all that.
Whatever.
That's all you try to see.
Game of Thrones.
Some sweaty nipples.
Game of Thrones understands me. Game of Thrones understands me.
Man, this is real.
And let's talk about it. I've never seen Issa use a condom. Never seen Issa use a condom.
She has addressed that actually. So
they don't show that.
So like she said that actually, and I've never looked back to verify this, but she did say that it's implied. And they've had condoms like on the nightstand and shit. So like basically you have to be looking for it to see it. But she did say that she's going to try to do better next season. She was like, God damn, I hear y'all about these damn condoms. Right. We're gonna make sure that it's evident that it's in your fucking face next time.
They did go to that event where there were condoms for free. That dick sucking.
But see, if she would have had that condom on, then she wouldn't have got shot in the eye. So that is a lesson for you boys and girls.
First of all, number one, I was gonna get to that point, but she knew better. Like
I don't see what the problem is.
Once you hear a guy say, "Well, the problem is that." She got nutted in the eye and she didn't know. Well, she didn't know that was going to happen. So her expectations for how this was going to go down.
Where did she think it was going to go?
She probably thought he was just going to nut and then just, he was probably going, hey, I'm coming. Like,
he said, I'm about to come.
He did.
He literally said, oh, I'm about to come.
But I don't know what she was truly
I don't know where she thought it was going to go.
Yeah, I mean,
she didn't expect to get shot in the eye.
And that was my problem with Issa the whole season is that she kept doing dumb shit and getting mad at somebody else for your dumb shit. Like you giving this man dome, like I mean, okay,
he did say I'm coming.
He said I'm coming, and I mean, like, damn, what? So you got some cum in your face?
It was wide open because it got in the eye, and she got the pink eye. And
it wasn't like
it
wasn't like this was the old Mace looking nigga from downstairs,
or the
Dos Equis nigga. Like I mean, this was that
Dos Equis really.
This was that nigga that you know what I'm saying. You've been rocking with him, like you know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
like,
he's not a stranger.
Yeah, he's
I
not
would
a stranger.
be less offended if it's somebody.
And that could have had opened the door for the two of y'all to be doing a whole bunch of weird and kinky stuff because that's what you wanted. But see, Issa and Lawrence are doomed to be in these perfect situations at the wrong time because they are going to get back together. That much is obvious. As they should. They were better together than they are apart. I mean, things have happened for the both of them apart, but they're better together.
Well, they've been together for so long. I mean,
right.
It's kind of like at that age where it's like, damn, I was with this person, and pretty much it felt like that this was it. I mean, even at the end of the episode, they have like they always do like those fast forwards, what if moments.
So that's how 30 Days with Issa ended. Yeah. So 30 Days with Issa ended with her going to one of her fantasy sequences, and basically Lawrence gets down on one knee, and immediately I was like, this is a setup. There's no way that this is really happening.
Right, because they always fake you like that in the show.
And he gets down on one knee, and then you see him like have a baby, and then they move in together and like get married and all this other stuff. And yeah, so that's where her mind went. And then he basically was like, okay, goodbye. They flash it back to goodbye, and they part ways as she's moving out of her apartment.
Right. Oh, she's moving out.
She's moving out
because she can't afford it.
She can't afford it. The neighborhood's being gentrified. That's very clear.
Very clear.
And she's going to move in with her brother, but he's like very annoying with the rules.
Yeah.
So
he's like, your time up, bitch.
Nobody can take showers in my house.
Right.
What? Like,
can't have no men over unless I'm fucking them. Like
what?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Like,
goodbye. Goodbye.
Yeah.
No thanks. No thanks.
Yeah. Talking about
something. So take a wild guess. We'll give you 3 guesses who she does move in with.
Molly.
No.
Absolutely not. She actually tells her, I love you too much to live with you.
Issa's gonna live with. It's not Lawrence.
Not Lawrence.
No, it's not Lawrence.
It's not Molly. It's not Lawrence. Is it Daniel?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Ding,
Oh,
ding,
okay.
ding.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I didn't see it coming though. I was like, what the fuck?
I-
That's how it ended. She's like, I'm sleeping on the couch.
Once I
How
saw,
long are you gonna sleep on the couch though?
45 minutes.
Nah, they gon'
I'm cold. That's when
right.
you
First
do
night.
that creep. You be like, I'm cold.
First night
I heard
it's
a
on and popping.
noise.
I don't know
Right.
what cuffing season is like in LA because it doesn't get cold there. So I'm assuming it probably just
It's
just
always
a
cuffing
continuous-
season.
Well, the thing about it is that a lot of people in LA, California are not from LA and California. So they got to go back someplace that's cold.
True.
And they got to participate. They have to participate in cuffing season when everybody else participates because that's when everybody else is participating.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's not like, oh, we're just going to be off here doing our own shit because it's like, nah, you're kind of on like some old weird college schedule and I'm on, NBA schedule. You know what I'm saying? So everybody, there's a consensus as far as cuffing season goes. So, definitely make sure, if you're unfamiliar, make sure you play our last episode, Hurricane Verdict.
Right.
We go in detail about cuffing season, when it starts, how long it goes, how hard you should go.
I need to post that schedule that I sent to the group. You
Yeah,
see that?
I think I think we should post that schedule up because people are still confused. And if not, then I'll get some clips out there. But okay, all right. So moving on.
Yeah, man.
Now that I got you guys' synopsis of the Insecure season finale, have either of you seen it?
No.
I have not. I will be seeing it though. I will be seeing the movie It.
Okay, all right. But anyway, you will be seeing it. I will be seeing it too. Have you? You said you haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it yet, but I heard mixed reviews about it. I heard it was good. I heard it could have been better.
Most people I've seen have said that they enjoyed it and that it was really good. I have heard a few people say that it was pretty bad and they didn't like it. I'm still gonna see it. I already know what to expect.
What were their reasons though? The ones that said it was bad. Was it just not as good as the original? Was it just bad acting, bad directing? Like Stephen King co-signed this movie, so I feel like if the damn author of the book says it's good, then it's fucking good. Period.
Here's the thing. There's just a class of individual who goes to the movie theater and can watch a movie and be scared. Me personally, I paid money. I know that I'm watching a form of entertainment. I know that none of this shit is real. There's no clowns in the sewer. And if you go in the sewer to investigate looking for any, you're gonna get one hand of shit and one hand of sewer water. Like
maybe a rat.
Right. So right. I think that people go in there thinking like, oh, I'm gonna be scared and this is gonna happen. This is what I will say. To be I won't say legitimate. If you're gonna be a scary movie, you have to provide a minimum of one jump. 3
minimum.
Yeah,
that's like a C.
Right, but I'm saying like if you want to be a good scary movie, you got to provide at least 3 jumps.
Fair.
At least 3 jumps,
and they can't be no like whack ass jumps
right.
either. Like boo, like it needs to be. I didn't see that coming. Like oh shit.
Right.
Yeah.
Like when you were watching Saw 1 for the first time.
Wow.
Right.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
man, that was.
You gotta have at least if you want to be. And Saw is more of like gore.
Yeah, absolutely.
So if it like So if you're like closing your eyes or whatnot,
right.
or turning away.
But if you're a scary movie, okay. Like personally, I think The Conjuring 1. The Conjuring 1 had about 5 to 7 jumps in it. Me personally,
Conjuring was a fantastic horror movie.
I don't want and I don't ever get scared watching a horror movie.
Mm-hmm.
But I watched The Conjuring, and I had to watch a Chris Rock stand up afterwards, just so I wouldn't go to sleep thinking about that shit. Yeah, like that's how
The Golden Girls is it for me. I have to watch The Golden Girls before I go to bed.
What about The Ring? I heard people had. I haven't.
No.
The Ring?
Nah, never.
I mean, I remember back in the day, people were saying that, but again, it's the same thing. Like, it's just like I watched that movie and I was like, "Yo, this is some garbage."
And plus, it was PG-13, so
right.
I feel like the PG-13 ones really aren't all.
But what
that
was
great.
The Conjuring rated though?
The Conjuring, I feel like might have been R.
Oh, okay. Well,
I could have been. You know what? Maybe not. I don't know because I
feel
could have.
like
I could have sworn there was a.
PG-13, and that's why I'm like, I don't really pay attention to the ratings. If it's
Right.
good, it's good.
If it's good, it's good. But as far as it goes, as far as the original movie, it's a classic in my eyes. It's a classic. I love that movie. Used to have it on VHS, but I loved it for the storytelling and what it was. The shit was not scary, even as a kid, but I did love the movie as a kid, and to see it remade as an adult, my only hope is that the graphics are now on par with, the story and what's going on, like, because it was very cheesy and poorly done, in the original version.
That's probably why I don't have a good recollection of it. I'm like,
Now what I have been told is that much like the original movie was very long. Like we're talking like 7-8 hours, I think the original movie was.
I heard 4, but it was long.
It was long. It was 2 movies put together.
I think it was a mini series.
Right. The Stand. He had a movie called The Stand that was like 7-8 hours. But it was like 2 hour, or no, it was like a mini series, whatever. Anyway, blah blah blah. So I already knew going into this, without even watching the movie, I'm thinking to myself, okay, there's going to be more than one. Because you cannot cram the entire catalog of it. Like, I mean, he terrorized these niggas for like 40 years.
Right.
So you can't cram all that into a 2-hour movie. Like, this is going to be at least 2 movies, but probably a trilogy. Because that's just how they do things.
Especially with it making so much money now.
Right. And it made a ton of money. People like it. So if they can figure it, they've already talking about a sequel. If they can figure out a third one, I'm sure they'll do that. But I just wanted to see an updated Pennywise. Like, Pennywise back in the day, that nigga was trash. If I seen Pennywise back in 1960 or whenever that movie came out, I would have uppercut his ass and kept it moving.
Man, there's some good movies that are black and white. Some scary movies that are black and white, like Dawn of the Dead, like the old school, man.
No thanks.
I feel like the old school versions, like, I don't know, there's just something about just the vintage and the black and white and the music and just the setup and the lighting.
I would
feel
say
like
thrillers, yes, but like a horror movie, they're definitely laughable.
Laughable. I'm talking about
when you
comedies. Comedy. You ever seen Drag Me to Hell?
Hell no.
What's that?
No, but I do remember that. But no, I never
God.
saw it.
What's that about?
It's the funniest horror movie you've ever seen.
Nah, I could beat the funniest movie ever. Would have to be Basket Case. Have you ever seen that shit?
I never seen Basket Case.
Fucking hilarious. It's first of all,
give us
when you see them. Okay, it's basically about this guy. I think it came out in the 80s. It's basically about this guy who has a Siamese twin attached, and then you find out later that they were separated, and so they go to find the doctors who separated them and kill them, basically. So they team up, but the Siamese twin never fully developed. So one of the brothers looks normal, white male, tall, whatever. But then his Siamese twin, the Basket Case, who he keeps in a basket during the day, this motherfucker looks like Krang. Like, he looks just like Krang if Krang wasn't encased.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and you see him like jump out, and then there's some scenes where the brother is trying to get some from this girl that he meets at the doctor's office. She's like the assistant or whatever, and he's trying to have sex with her, and the brother gets jealous. The Krang brother gets jealous, and at one point he tries to actually have sex with her. Like, he creeps. It's very fucking hilarious. Like, but it's meant to be scary.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What about There's Something Wrong with the Johnsons? You ever seen that?
No. What's the synopsis on that?
I don't want to give too much of it away, but it is on YouTube, and it's only like 20 or 30 minutes. So, if you get a chance when you get home tonight, check it out.
I definitely will.
But it's just basically about a family, and they have a secret, and multiple members of the family have been dealing with this secret for a very long time. It's a bit unsettling, but the way it's filmed and the way it's shot is just very, very graphic and very, very fucking crazy. But y'all should definitely check that out. And watch it all the way through. Watch it all the way through.
Well, 'tis the season. I love Halloween. I
Yeah,
really
watch
do.
it all the way through. Okay. So Wes, okay, so when I pulled up, you guys, or not when I pulled up, but when you guys walked in, you were having a bit of a conversation. Okay, so it's to my understanding that you actually have your own podcast.
I do with some of my friends. We it's funny, Wes used the phrase earlier, but I'm basically the Sophistiratchet of the group. I like to talk reality TV. Our podcast is called The Urban Breakdown, and consists of consistently myself, Blue, and Murs, who's our politics guy. He has a segment on Mondays that's called Politrix. But as a group, we get together on Saturdays and record our podcast called The Urban Breakdown.
Nice.
And it's basically 360 degrees where we try to tie everything together. And we just go off on our tangents, talk about our topics, and just come together.
Nice. How long have you been doing this podcast?
Just a little over a year.
A little over
A
a year.
little over a year, yeah.
Nice.
Really? So, okay, and go ahead and give us the links. Like, are you on SoundCloud?
I know we
iTunes?
have we're on Apple, I guess, like iTunes. Yeah, we're in the iTunes store, that much I know. I think we're also in Google Play. Blue is pretty much our go-to guy for that, but I'm trying to get him to get us on SoundCloud. Absolutely.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, here's the thing about SoundCloud that the problem with SoundCloud is that people don't go to SoundCloud to listen to podcasts.
Nope.
I do, though. I exclusively listen to whatever podcast I listen to on SoundCloud.
Nah.
Some people do, but podcasts and iTunes, they go together like fork and spoon.
Like, yeah.
Well, then we're all
Butter
set
and
then,
bread. Because yesterday, I was on the group app that we're on together, and I think one of the people were like, "Hey man, you guys on iTunes?" And I was like, "Soon, my friend."
Yeah,
Soon.
it does take some
Very
time.
soon.
Luckily, Blue took care of it.
Yeah, we're working on it. We have a strategy. It's just it's taken a little bit longer to come together than I would have liked to have, but we have a strategy. We're trying to trust the process. But how many hosts are on your show?
3 consistently. But 2 of the guys make appearances every once in a while. So
Okay. Yeah, see, it's just Wes and I right now. We're interested in a third. In fact, we have somebody coming next week who is going to try to fill those shoes, and we'll see.
You need that third to kind of be the tiebreaker sometimes, but it's always good. It can work with 2.
It can. I just think that we're a little too similar, and we're missing a very we need
a shit stirrer, pot stirrer.
We need a pot stirrer. Wes is mostly, he's like, our facts and sports and headline and breaking news. I'm like, I kind of like instigate and and push
so you're our Blue
and push the conversation. But what we need is somebody who is out here hurting feelings and
for real.
being woefully ignorant and disrespectful. Like, what I'm saying, like, just straight up, like, nah, nigga, your shit trash. I heard your shit. It's a weed plate, nigga.
Oh my god.
Just so
fuck your couch.
Right,
Pretty
basically. But so you guys record in Raleigh?
Yeah, we usually use conferencing service options, so we're actually usually never together.
Okay.
That's why it was funny that the one time we did get together, something crazy happened with the recording and it didn't even work out. But yeah, every once in a while we get together, but most of the time we're remote.
Yeah, most of the time you guys remote. We should I want to have some type of podcast summit or some type of environment where people with podcasts and people who are fans of podcasts can come, intermingle, introduce themselves to each other, like each other's things, really support.
It is a community.
It is.
Definitely.
It is. I hashtag my things, and you feel free to steal this because I stole it. But I hashtag a lot of my posts like Podern Family or Pod Squad.
Pod Squad, I like that.
Right,
that's really cute.
I see other people use that hashtag, and it kind of just so it kind of when people search those hashtags, they see a lot of different podcasts, so I encourage people who are interested in podcasts to take a listen to that. Just like and you said yours is called the 360
the Urban Breakdown.
The Urban Breakdown.
Yeah.
The Urban Breakdown.
The Urban Breakdown.
Now, what is what is the when you tell people you have a podcast, what would you say is the number one question that you get?
Ooh. I know the number one question.
Yeah, the number
What do
one,
you talk about?
What is it about?
Like, what kind of fucking question is it? That's like saying, oh, catch me on the news at 5 o'clock. Oh, so what do you guys talk about?
Like, we talk about a
Everything.
number of things.
Yeah.
Man.
Or catch me on
like,
Ellen. That's like
we're not
asking
gonna talk
Ellen what she
about-
talks about. Like, oh, Ellen, what is your show about?
Right now, like I said, Merce, our politics guy, does have his own podcast, like on Mondays, and it's called Politricks. So, I mean, basically, his segment was so popular that we couldn't really contain it to just our 1 hour or however long we played to record. So we had to separate it, and that's fine. But, yeah, and I mean, it's in the name, so it says Politricks. Like, he's out here schooling people.
Right.
But generally speaking, like, just fucking listen.
Just fucking
and you'll see.
Listen. Damn.
Why, man?
Just shut up.
Like, I'll send you the link.
Right.
Go listen. All right, man, I'll check it out.
Right. Just take notes, bitch. Just take notes. Just sit over there.
If you like it, subscribe. If you
Right.
don't,
If you
see
don't,
you
it ain't
later.
for you. Yeah.
Just
for you.
fucking listen.
It's
man.
hard, man.
Yeah.
Right. But you know what I'm saying? These same people, they'll spend $1,000 on an iPhone. They'll spend $400 to see Jay-Z in concert. You know what I'm saying? But you've known them since middle school. They won't even click play.
People that I know, and that's the thing too, like I also have a small business. It's basically like an editing service. You know?
Really?
Yeah. Grammatically Correct was my line name across Delta Sigma Theta. So Grammatically Correct is my line name. Makes sense for me to have that kind of business. And I'm just all about, like, if you need something like that done, you need to give me the shot. Now, if you become a repeat customer, then that's a testament to how good I am at what I do.
Right.
But as far as who you entrust your business to,
Right.
it needs to be your friends, like,
Definitely.
period.
And don't come ask for a discount on the first.
You better not
On
ask
the
for a discount.
first.
Don't ask me for no discount.
Like,
I'm not discounting my service.
come on.
You need to
I hate that.
get out of here with that. You're
Man,
not
help
gonna
me
go. You're not gonna go to a professional that's charging you
Right.
10 times as
You're
much
not
and
gonna
ask for a
go-
discount.
You don't go to anybody white and ask them for a discount.
Still reaching for it.
But
Let's
you
talk
come,
about it.
but you gonna come to me like, oh, bro, I need 30% off.
Bro, it's crazy like how, just within, we won't support our own community, but we'll support a stranger.
We will
bruh.
support them
It's like,
with our last.
what are you doing?
We'll work 40 hours a week. We'll
Don't you
take that
To make it
paycheck,
happen.
and we will beg, borrow, and steal to
Bro.
support someone else.
Boy, don't you see me
Yeah.
grinding over here? And
Right.
because they're not doing the same thing or they're not benefiting from it, they're like,
Right.
we
Nah,
don't
I
want to
don't-
help
I
you.
do
I don't
not-
want to help you shine.
I do not want to help you shine. Like, bro, I'm just
It's-
doing me. I'm just living life.
Yeah.
I'm just living my life. So let me ask you this: when you got started with your podcast, whose idea was it? Where'd you guys get that idea
So
from?
one of the guys, one of my best friends, he lives in Arizona now, and he knew Blue, and he also worked with Merce. So it kind of like he had kind of thrown out the idea to them. So it's kind of funny that he brought us together, but he's not even a consistent contributor anymore. But he was just like, hey, we're about to do this podcast thing. Do you want to join? Do you want to at least come join us one day and see how it goes? And then the consensus was like, yeah, let's bring O on. And it just worked out from there. And that was my contribution. The fact that I like to watch reality TV and talk about it, and had a forum just to kind of talk about random things I was doing.
Right.
Do you feel any type of way when let me see, I'm gonna try to put this delicately, but so this isn't my first podcast.
Okay.
I had a different podcast before, and I enjoyed a small amount of success.
Okay.
And I thought I could build upon that and expand upon that with a second podcast, a separate one, a new one. So that's where I am now with the Verdict.
Right.
However,
I like that name, by the way. I did hear the
hey, I can't
the streamlined
can't-
process when you were thinking of it, and I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense.
That was dope. I can't take any credit for the name. That was 100% Wes. I struggle with naming things.
Yeah.
But I did. But I can take credit for that super dope reveal. That was the only thing I contributed.
Yeah.
It took me a long time to come up with that too. I had to steal some credit some kind of way. But
Alright.
that was all Wes. But anyway, so so basically there are individuals who started having a podcast based on myself having one. And typically I'm all for people like, I didn't create this, I didn't make this, so have at it. I wish everybody had a podcast, but increasing numbers of people came to me like, well, how do you feel? Like, how do you guys feel when you see somebody and they have a podcast too? And do you ever feel like like, oh, okay, here we go?
No,
like,
I feel like I
can't
inspired them.
Niggas
Like
can't have shit.
No. Like there's enough space. It's enough space for you to have your own opinion, have your own platform. It's not like that for me. At least, look, I do like I legit do. I don't make any money off of this. This is not what I'm here for. This is I like to talk. I do hate the sound of my own voice, but I do like to talk and just engage in dialogue. Like that's all it is. It's really that simple. And great. If you watched me do it and you felt like this is something I can do too, I'll take credit for that inspiration by all means. And you'll see when you start doing it that it's not easy to be consistent. It's not easy to put in the work for no reward.
What about not being credited? Do you care? Does that bother you at all?
It's not the credit at all. Like I don't care. Like what you think or what your perception of it doesn't change what it is and what I know it is.
This is true, but I guess so. You've answered those two things. So how about,
I sense that you feel differently though.
I don't want to feel differently. I agree with you with everything you're saying. However, outside influence, I just feel like, because the more and more I do this, the more and more I realize, I'm at the front. You know what I'm saying? Like, there are things that I'm on that my contemporaries are not on, and again, I haven't created anything. I just feel like I go that much more harder with the things that I do. But so I guess I only feel that way because I see other people and they half-ass. So it makes me feel like you kind of not taking it serious. You saw me do it, or you heard me say, because it is easy, like, I mean, I got some equipment set up here, whatever, but we're just sitting here talking, we're not doing anything.
Yeah.
So the vast majority of the operation is easy.
Beyond that,
it takes consistency though. Like that's where people fuck it up.
Right.
Like, other things start to happen and you prioritize those things in front of the podcast.
Exactly.
So you have to be with like-minded people who are like, I can commit to this, and this.
Right. I know one thing as far as us, like, we have jobs. So,
Okay.
when we
I got bills.
Exactly. Everyone has jobs. So, when we're, pretty much off work, whether it's, social media or, getting your topics, trying to think of topics, trying to, master the sound, like that takes a lot of work.
It does
as well. And
it takes a lot and I notice that a lot of people, I'm just more of a perfectionist than other people
are. That splash all day, man.
So I guess I'm just, perturbed when I just see people, I mean, if you're just having a good time and you're speaking your mind, I'm all for that. But just I don't know, just have some respect for the craft, because I use it as a launching pad for other venues and avenues and things like that. But I was just curious.
Has someone came at you sideways within the last couple of weeks,
That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel
the last
like
couple
this is
of
fresh.
weeks?
Yeah, man.
Not the last couple of weeks.
This is coming from a deep place, like in your heart right now, bro.
Nah, I just wanted to know, how she felt, being that she was a content creator.
But this is only like so this was like this has been the only podcast I've been a part of, so I can't even say, like, okay, like I can't base it on any other experience, and luckily we've had the good chemistry. Now, we did take a hiatus for a while, and what the hell caused that? I think we were just like changing platforms, and then next thing you know, it was like a week, and then I just said, all right, guys, like, I have a free solution. This can be a placeholder until we figure out something, because I'm tired of not talking. I'm tired of not contributing to the show.
That's the storming phase right there.
Right.
There's the forming, storming, norming, and performing. So you guys are in the storming phase.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, we talk about it, man. We talk about it here. Okay, all right, man. Wes, did you have anything else
other than the Triple G and Canelo fight, man? That going down this Saturday in Las Vegas. Canelo,
you gonna put some money on it?
Nah, I ain't betting no more, man. After I lost that bet against you, man,
It's only for
I
20.
was
You won't
hurt.
make it back. We could do double or nothing.
Nope. No more
Alright.
betting for 2017. Maybe 18. We'll holler at you.
You want to put some money on it?
Yeah, no, thank you.
Okay. All right.
I have no idea who these people are.
Yeah, so Canelo Alvarez, he's 49, 1-1. He has 34 KOs. Very good.
Where's he
boxer.
from?
Mexico.
And then where's the other guy from?
I should have looked up Triple G Golovikin.
Oh, so it's like
Trying to say that. I think it's like Russian, but I'm not sure.
Okay, like somewhere out in. Okay.
We just call him Triple G.
Yeah, I'm going for the Mexican guy, the brown guy.
Going
then.
for the brown? Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, technically, Triple G is like kind of brown, but I don't know.
That
Have you
name
seen
sounds very like
Triple G
Middle
actually.
East, I mean, not Middle Eastern, but West, whatever,
If
European.
if you actually saw a picture of Triple G and Alvarez, you would think Alvarez was actually, Irish descent because he has like an orange beard and all that. So I mean, Hispanic, Spanish people. I mean, they all look different. I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, so but yeah, that's going down. Triple G he's actually undefeated. He has 37 wins under his belt, and he has 33 KOs. So both of these guys are knocking people out. And they're fighting for about 4 belts: the WBA, WBC, IBF, and the ring belt. So
what fight did you put money on?
Actually, I didn't put money on a fight. It was actually a football game because I'm a 49ers. Yeah, okay. I'm a hardcore 49ers fan, and I just wanted to make like some Panther fans mad. I like went on Facebook and I was like, yeah, 49ers gonna whip that ass, on the Panthers' first game of the season, and actually the opposite happened. So
you're the complete opposite.
Yeah, and me and Splash made a little friendly bet about $20. So
Yeah.
So now that he's won some money, he wants to win some more money out of me. He's like, what else can I get out of Wes? I'm already $20 up. Hey, what else? What else you got for me, Wes?
That's how you got to be.
What other bad bet you got?
That's how you got to be, man. That's exactly how you got to be.
So I'm really excited about this fight, though. I do not know who's gonna win this between Canelo and Triple G. I have no idea who's gonna win this. I just know it's gonna be a good middleweight bout, and it's gonna be better than the Mayweather and McGregor fight.
For sure, it's definitely gonna be better
because these guys are actual like not to say that boxers, but I mean not to say that Mayweather is a bad boxer. He just picked his fights to the point where we knew that it was gonna be in his favor.
So you're saying that he's not the greatest boxer of all time?
He dodged so many fights coming towards the end of his Mayweather.
Who did he dodge?
He dodged Canelo. He did Vladimir. He dodged Vladimir. Vladimir just retired. Like, there's guys out here.
Dude, he fought 50 dudes, man. He fought 50.
Nah, bro.
And not one. You can't take. I'm saying
he fought Canelo.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't like people saying he dodged nobody. I mean, he got in the ring 50 times. He got in the ring 50 times.
It's not that he didn't.
With everybody wanted him to box. Who box Pacquiao?
Here it is.
Box Conor McGregor.
Here it is.
Box this guy.
He didn't dodge boxers. He dodged the best boxers at the time.
He is the best boxer.
He is not the best boxer.
of his
he has
time.
the best record, but he's not the best boxer.
So what does that tell you?
What, that he has the best record?
Yeah.
But he dodged people, bro. It's apparent. Like, if you look back who he dodged, bro, like,
but
he's fighting scrubs.
Whose decision is that to?
It's his. It's his and the promoters
and the promoter. Like, right. So
it's
why didn't the promoters?
He was coming into some money. It was guaranteed money, and that's why these suckers were like, "Yeah, I'll fight you," because they're coming into some money. They will never see money like that. Never see money like that. Why you think McGregor, like really a UFC fighter, you couldn't fight a boxer as you're 50 about? You had to fight somebody who was a non-boxer.
Well, that's what people wanted.
Dodging.
Conor McGregor was running his mouth saying, "Oh, I could knock him out."
That's spit talk, bro. Everybody.
Conor McGregor said he was going to knock out Jesus.
Come on, man.
Right.
Come on, bro.
Right. Then this nigga ended up getting knocked out.
We knew it was going to be. We knew what it was going to be. People were predicting. People were like really going hard for McGregor. Like, you really going to root for this dude?
Yeah. No way.
Man, if he has heart, he can do it. Like,
right. Nah, this nigga needs fists. He needs fists.
You don't know too much about boxing.
Right,
boxing ain't all about heart. It's all about technique as well, and dodging them hits.
Right. And hitting.
And hitting.
A lot of hitting.
And hitting.
Okay. Well,
and I just want to
as I like to say, I'm out of gas.
Oh
yeah.
man.
I'm
Sounds about right.
That's true. But let's put the rest though. Wendy Williams, y'all. She had.
I meant yeah.
Oh my god.
So I used to be a huge Wendy Williams fan.
I used to be a huge Wendy Williams fan.
I stopped watching when the whole shit with the like HBCU comments came out. You know.
True.
I was done.
Indeed.
I was like, even though like I know she backpedaled and stuff, I'm just like, but that's how you really feel, girl. It's
what did
okay.
she say about HBCU?
She was like, she basically made a comment along the lines of like, are they still relevant? Are they still necessary? And
how are
she talked about
they're completely irrelevant and unnecessary. I think.
Well, how so? See, now you about to get hurt.
I was about to say, well, we about to start a whole nother episode.
Yeah.
I am not out of gas all of a sudden.
Yeah, now you about to get hurt.
I mean, personally, I wouldn't go to HBCU.
Why not?
Have you ever been to one though?
Of course he has. He's been to A&T a couple of times.
When you say have I been to one, you mean
I attended one as a student.
No, I mean
exactly.
How
so
many
then you won't get it.
Can a nigga go to? Like,
it's over 100.
But no, what I'm saying is like, you know, it's just being a black person going to school with all black people. I think it's a bad idea.
Ooh, man.
I think it's a bad idea.
Yeah, that's so unfortunate. That is so unfortunate.
That is bad.
As someone who has attended classes, like I've gone to class, I'm currently enrolled at Shaw actually because I didn't finish at Fayetteville State.
Okay.
And I've attended classes over the years at NC State as well. And you really do get lost in the system. And there's something about the HBCU experience that the shit just can't be compared to anything else. And that's why I said, like, if you've never been, like, first of all, black people, let's just start here. We take anything and make that shit 10 times more lit. We take everything and put our own spin on it. So just imagine going to college with other like-minded people and
put that
it's
fidget
okay.
spinner down.
It's okay.
Just low.
It's very unfortunate for you.
I
can't convince you. I can't convince you if you've never been. Like, it's just something different.
Have you? I thought you've been to G-Ho at least once, right?
I mean, no, I've been to these places, but as far as attending them, no. But I will say this: I'm actually in the process of going back to school, and I finished like a certificate granting program, and now I feel like I want to go and complete my at least undergrad. So I was looking into like St. Augustine, Shaw, and
so
I was
you were looking at these,
maybe not.
To see how I
depending
felt
on what you're going to school for, I might not say like whatever.
Communications.
Okay.
Technically, you can go anywhere.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Now,
exactly.
I mean, but prime example, I found out that basically Shaw's English department is so small that there's only like 5 of us or something like that.
Wow.
Like it's very small, and something happened with like the courses that they were offering the semester. They were teaching a class that I didn't need. I'd already taken it. My professor came to me and was like, oh yeah, don't worry about that. Like, I'll just switch it to something else. Like, where the fuck are they going to do that at Peace or Meredith? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's something about the sense of community there that's just going to be different. And unless you've been, you just don't know. Like, I saw my advisor one day on campus. He was like, hey, how you doing? He gave me a hug. Like, it's just,
you're not gonna get that at a big.
Like, and now if you don't want that, that's
but
cool. But they know who you are. You are not a number. You are not a number.
Like, you can go to your professors.
They want you to graduate. They
even know who you are.
They are invested in your graduation.
Your professors know who you are, and even within beyond just academics, bro. Like the people who are there. I mean, these are people who look just like you, who have the same interests as you. You know what I'm saying? Like,
they understand where you're coming from. They know that you're not making excuses, that you're not a slacker.
I prefer more diverse areas and institutions.
Not to say,
I prefer
but that's the thing. Like, I work just like I have a full-time job. I am in corporate America. I'm tired of seeing white people. Like,
you see them
Jesus Christ! Like,
it is like
one. It is my saint. Like my. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is my sanctuary when I step on campus.
No thanks, man. I couldn't be around all the black people, man. Me and somebody be about fought in the first week just because.
Oh man.
I don't know.
Why you discounting our people like that? You don't think that there's not going to be other yous there?
Of course, there's going to be another George.
There's no other me.
There has to be at least someone.
Other me anywhere else.
Oh, boy, you wildin'.
There's no other me
You
anywhere.
wildin', man.
I'm a one-on-one. I am that. You ever seen Django?
Yes.
You
I am
one-on-one?
I am that one. I am that 1 in 10,000.
I'm just okay. So
I just see him like
Honestly-
riding on a horse in the all blue, like just
Right.
chilling. Like,
With
you
a-
see that nigga on a horse? Like,
there's a class that I'm in the midst of taking this semester, and it's basically for transfer students. It's required to graduate. And anyway, we did like a survey, like just asking about where people are from, and like even though the class is mostly black, you got single parents in there. You have people with no kids. You have people that are African. You have people that are from Raleigh. Some people from Charlotte. Some people from wherever, and that is diversity. So when you say diversity, I don't know what the fuck you talking about, because just in that class alone, it was diverse.
you talking about
But it
the
was all
skin
black.
complexion.
It was
You
all-
like,
it
oh,
was
you
all
got mocha.
black.
You
It was
got
all
pina
niggas.
colada.
But you're
over
painting
there.
us with the same
It was
brush,
all
though.
It was all niggas. You
Oh
can,
my
you can go
God.
anywhere on Shaw
Nah, we want
University
niggas.
and shout out nigga, and everybody look up. Like, what, bro? Huh? You call me? Huh? Nigga.
Do that at UNCC though.
Right.
Oh
And-
my god.
Well, I mean, you
Now
start a
these
conversation.
kids, these white kids though, they
Right,
might
yeah,
turn
white-
around and nigga
Oh, they
too.
slinging it like that.
And they
white
sling
kids
it like-
say nigga.
Oh,
now,
no.
now, granted though, I was very proud of the white kids in Philadelphia. I'd gone to Made in America, and Jay-Z was about to perform the OJ story. Or whatever.
Oh man, you start looking at the.
I was looking. I was like, who's
Still-
gonna be bold enough to
Still,
like fix their face? And I heard this white boy say, "You can't say the N-word." He's fooling his friends, and I was like, "Yes, that kid gets it. There's hope for them. There's hope for some of them."
What's
Not
there?
necess-
What's there to get? Why can't they say nigga? I'm
Oh
so
my God.
tired.
Oh
I'm
my
so
God.
fucking tired of it. I am.
You
Like,
are
just
the
let
pot
'em-
stirrer. You don't need a pot stirrer.
Just let.
You're
just
trying
let
me
them-
right now.
Just let them say nigga.
No,
Just let them.
absolutely
say nigga.
not. We cannot trade insults when your skin doesn't look like mine.
nah.
It's like if I call my homegirl a bitch, I'm like, bitch, you crazy, whatever.
'Cause they're a
She can
woman.
call me a bitch back. You
'Cause
see what I'm
they're a
saying?
woman.
And because we both have the same genitals, we built the same. Now, if you're white and I can't throw that shit back at you as an insult, we have a problem. That is not an equalizing word.
Listen, this is how I feel about. I don't know. This is how. I mean, I feel you, but I just feel like it's time to move on. Just move on. Damn, like, oh, they can't say nigga. Why not, man? Like, listen, this is how I feel.
We gon' am I allowed to throw out cracker?
Why not?
They don't call themselves cracker. I ain't never heard a white person call themselves a cracker.
That's because it's not as cool. It's not as cool. Black people make everything cool.
So now we
It'll
got
be
culture
cool when I
vultures.
say it.
So now we're speaking about culture vultures. It's trying to be cool now.
I'm just saying crackers. It's not cool. It's not a term of endearment. But at the end of the day,
If they make it so,
well, they haven't had to endear much. But you know what I'm saying? Like, if we remove the power of that word, we could, you know what I'm saying? Just let them live. That's how I feel, man. Let them live, let them work. Damn, man. It's just nigga. Jesus Christ. I feel, man, for real,
oh
for
my
real.
gosh.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, because they're saying it anyway. When you
course
walk,
they're
when
saying
you turn
it.
around, they be
Yeah,
like,
but I need you to
"This nigga,
look.
nigger."
But you're gonna feel some type of way if a white person walks
Exactly.
in and just be like,
It's like
nigga,
if
nigga,
your
nigga,
mother
nigga,
if your
nigga.
mother asks you not to curse, like she knows damn well that you got a potty mouth when you're not around her, but she's going to say, I need you to have enough respect for me
exactly
not
out of
to use that
respect.
language.
Out of respect,
And then you
bro.
ignore it anyway. It's a fucking problem. How dare you?
My mother is where I learned it. I learned all these words from my mother.
I did too, but I still don't curse in front of my mother
It's a fact.
unless I'm super pissed.
I can't.
And
cuss in
even
front of
then,
my
I'm
mom.
not cursing at her. It's like I curse about a situation, and it's like I'll even lower my voice like just a little bit so she can barely hear it. But
Nah.
I say,
Hell no.
you curse in front of your mom?
Absolutely.
Oh, okay.
I don't curse. in front of
Absolutely.
my
I
mom.
don't.
I'm not gonna walk in the room and be like, you know, fuck that bitch. You know what I'm saying? But
It's a time and a place for
But-
It
everything,
is.
and the
but
place is not with me.
this is what I say. I say it's to my mother and I say it's to everybody else. Look, talk to me like you got some sense, and I'm gonna talk to you like I got some sense.
There you go. So saying nigga is not gonna.
But especially and
A
I
white
feel,
person saying
and I
nigga
feel
is
like
not,
you
that's
know
not respectful.
It's not.
and especially when I feel like, you know, you got all these African American artists. The song is basically like nigga, 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 nigga. Oh, I grew up poor. Nigga, 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 nigga.
Now you talking about Trinidad James.
I sell straight dope. Nigga, 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 nigga,
Trinidad
nigga.
James.
I'm fucking all the bitches in the world. Nigga, nigga,
Trinidad
That's
James.
all songs. That's all rap songs. It's basically niggas, bitches, hoes,
besides
money.
Trinidad James, name one.
What you mean, Waka Flocka?
I don't
Gucci
understand
Man,
what any of these
Gucci
people say.
Man,
So that's
Lil Uzi Vert.
I mean,
so they've been
Rick
saying nigga the whole
Ross.
time because I don't understand any of those guys.
The word isn't used to that. I'm sure the word count. I'm sure the word count ain't. I'm sure the verse ain't nigga, 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 nigga. But there's gonna be that word is gonna be used in the song. At least, and probably like at least 10 to 15
And
times.
you're selling this product to white people.
So
you're selling this product
to...
No, they're not selling it to black people because you already know we bootlegging it. You already know we bootlegging it. White people spend that money. And so you got all these white people at your shows.
They
can't even perform your songs. You sitting here profiting off of them, but they can't say nigga. But Hispanics and Mexicans say
okay, so let's
Asians
say that.
be saying nigga.
Okay, so let's just say
that's kind of a good point, though.
But let's say that we go ahead and say, yeah, you can say the word just only in the context of a song. You know it's not going to stop there. That's why I'm just trying to shut the shit down now.
Why stop at a song? Why can't we say it all the time?
Which is why I'm saying just let them say it all the time. Once they say it all
the
time, the word will go away. I guarantee you. Once white people get to say nigga
this
all
is
the
not
time,
the purge. It doesn't work that way.
The word will definitely go away.
You can kill one day a year.
In a way, though, I do agree with them because once we stop reacting to people actually saying something, then once they see that there's no reaction to saying it.
That's why people don't say cracker because they don't react. They don't react to it.
In a way, I see where it's coming from.
They like it. They want a word just like nigga. Everybody, women have bitch. Black people have nigga. China, everybody has this word that they don't like, and this term of endearment.
Honky.
They like that too.
Well,
George Jefferson made it cool to call white people honky.
George
but
Jefferson's
they don't react to those things because it's like it's like, oh wait, man, let me check my bank account.
If there's no reaction,
how much money you got? How much money I got? I'm not gonna react to this word, this name you're calling me. But when it's a black person. You know what I'm saying? You can have TD Jakes. If a white man called TD Jakes a nigga, he finna turn into Gorilla Zoe and start doing all this, is that, and the third.
If you can't make waves in the pool, get out the pool. Like no one's trying to mess with it.
I don't know.
No one's trying to mess with that. So
I'm still not convinced. I
still think it's wrong.
I appreciate the points made, but I'm not convinced.
I still don't want to see some of my counterparts.
And what about interracial relationships? So if a white woman lays down with a black man's penis, she then cannot use the word nigga.
No, I mean
why?
Like why should that be an incentive?
Why should that be?
Because I feel like that's the only criteria to even be able to say nigga is to either have you a black penis.
That sounds so fucking crazy.
Listen, man.
Or service a black penis.
Listen, man.
Those are the requirements for being able to say nigga.
That is some really super fetishized shit.
It's
like
not.
no,
it's not.
Yes,
let me tell you why.
Why do you think? Hold up. On Pornhub though, let's talk about it. When you go to Pornhub, what do you see?
Interracial.
A whole lot of interracial, like gangbangs, like look, like I'm not buying into that narrative that this white woman is like the prize, and
I'm not calling her prize,
but I'm saying that's how it's marketed. And now you're saying, yeah, girl, like go ahead and get you a black man so you can call him like so you got the card now, you got the pass, you got the keys. No,
listen to this. Okay, listen to this. First of all, okay, if you have black genitals, then you're a nigga. Obviously you are a nigga, so you get to say nigga. You know what I'm saying? But if you service them as well, you got to deal with being. First of all, the only thing I think that's worse than being called a nigga is being called a nigga lover. Like imagine if somebody called you shit. Imagine if somebody called you shit. If somebody called you shit, how much worse is the person who loves shit? Like, well, this person's shit, but nigga, you love shit. Like, I mean, at least this nigga know he's shit, but you over here loving shit. So that's why I'm like, yo, like, you know what I'm saying? Like a nigga, first of all, you got to deal with being called a nigga lover. You know what I'm saying? And there's white women who penetrated my family. Not me, I mean, I've dated a white girl before.
I have a cousin that's married to a white woman right now.
So,
I mean, there's no biggie. Like, she doesn't say it, though.
Yeah.
Right, of course
That's
not.
what I'm
But
saying.
see, the difference is, too, like, she can shed that black man as her partner when she goes out alone. You see what I'm saying? Like, no,
I've
I
heard
can't
that
take
before.
my shit off. Like, I can't take, this is me. Like, I'm going to be black.
Exactly. And she's not looking to
fuck?
say that word. She doesn't.
Nobody's
going to
call her a nigga lover when she's alone.
No.
Period.
But when she's with her,
Who
when she's with her dude though. Also, and let me tell you this.
Nick, and you know how she could dead all of that? Your mama. The end. That is the end all be all. Like, that is the end of it.
And I'm gonna take my point a step further because black women, they don't really call each other niggas. A black woman, you call a black woman a nigga, she'll be like, I ain't your nigga. You know what I'm saying? So it's more so black men who are so hung up on who gets to say nigga and who can't say nigga. But my thing is like, okay, if you've got somebody like, you know, if you've got somebody if you have a person servicing you, be it, you know, a black woman, a white man, if you whatever you are, and somebody is servicing you, I feel like they should get to call you a nigga.
So how about this? How about we do this for you? You go get on Microsoft Word, you start printing out all these passes to say nigga, and then we just let you stay out on the corner and be like, hey, you dating a black man? Here you go. Like, you can say it. You can say it.
Hey,
Like,
what?
I don't think, I mean, like, okay. I'm going to tell like a personal story. Basically, once upon a time, my uncle was married to a white woman, and she, you know, got drunk one night, and that was her past in her mind. I'm sure she had been like holding on to that card for a long ass time.
Wow.
And then she was like, come here, nigga. Like, bitch, like, wait a minute. Like, that's how you
throws
felt?
Off the whole,
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
That throws out the whole mood.
She never felt enough, like, she never felt empowered or emboldened enough to say it whenever she was sober. So,
you gotta
bitch, get out of here. Like, who are you kidding?
Yeah, you got to do stuff like that. Like,
And black
on a
bitch is like the nigga of. And that's why I know I cannot be with a white man, because I know if he said that, it would trigger me. And I would be like, oh, really? That's how you feel? Like, this is how you've been feeling? That one, you can't undo it.
That's not how it feels. He's just saying things to make you upset.
But I've never been with a black man and he said black bitch. He might call me a bitch, but he's not gonna be like black bitch. Like, that black in front of it is like,
It's implied.
Like,
if it's coming from a black man, it's implied.
it's implied, right? And it's just as offensive, but it's not like he could be with a white woman and he wouldn't say you white bitch. You see what I'm saying?
Why
Like,
would he not?
I've never heard of that. I've never heard of that. But I've
They
heard
got-
white
they
men
got
call
'em.
women
They
you
got
black
'em.
bitch.
They got them. They got white bitches. I didn't heard them, but I done heard plenty. I done heard plenty of them. Like, oh, you white bitch.
them pornos.
No, I've heard that term in real life.
Yeah, I was gonna
said
say
that way.
pornos
That's
maybe, but
That's some weird folks. But yeah, man. All right, cool.
So, well, if you're listening to this episode, chime in the comments. Tell us who you think can and can't say it. I want y'all to, you know what I'm saying, if y'all agree with me, because I'm the same one in a bunch, then go ahead and chime off. Be like, yeah, I think these people should be able to say nigga. If you agree with these two, you know what I'm saying, out of touch ass motherfuckers.
whatever.
You know what I'm saying, 19.
Aware of our reality because we
18
attended
oh, that-
HBCUs and
oh,
we're educated, we're woke
yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
Yeah, y'all woke, right?
Hey,
Yeah, where's your
right?
where's your unk? Where your unks at?
Oh my God.
Right, y'all woke. What else? What is?
Ask them to take the Confederate statues down first before they agree with
Oh
you.
yeah, Splash was heat about that though.
They're just some statues, man. I don't care about them. But I'm saying, like, what people should understand, your statue will come down if it starts affecting business. Like, I mean, you think the college dude who was touching kids, they snatched his fucking statue down so quick. Like, people think that the complexion for protection is white, but it's actually green. Once you start fucking with green, being white can't
lie in that statement.
Yeah, being white can't protect you once you start fucking around with the green. Like, so, you know what I'm saying? Like, the statues, I get why they're coming down. It's because, you know what I'm saying, people are trying to separate themselves from certain narratives. So it's all about that money. That's all I'm about. I don't see black, white, brown, red, yellow. I just see green and the lack of green. And that's in everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, money green,
That's
weed
a whole
green.
other episode.
Yeah,
It is. We were about to start a whole nother episode. We'll have to have you back now that we know that we're
fun.
you know, that we're all alive and that we exist. We'll have to have you back and dissect some more reality TV and horror movie tropes.
I'm here for it.
All right. So, we got to give our handles.
We do.
So if you like this episode of The Verdict, please like us, rate, subscribe, share, comment. You can follow us on YouTube and SoundCloud at Verdict Podcast. You can find us on iHeartRadio, TuneIn, Stitcher. We're on Stitcher now.
Oh, nice. You said Google Play also?
Google Play.
Yeah.
And there's one other guy I can't recall, but it doesn't matter. I'll put the link into the episode description for sure. You can follow us at all those places at The Verdict. You can also follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Verdict Podcast. Hit us up if you are in the area and you'd like to be a guest. We can do that. If you're not in the area and you'd like to be the guest, we can work that out too.
Yeah. You guys can reach me at I am West Taylor on Instagram, Twitter, and also on SoundCloud. What's up?
Ocean Flow?
Ocean Flow, yeah.
That shit is hard.
Appreciate it, man.
That shit is hard.
Appreciate it, man. So Ocean Flow came out last Friday. For those of you who haven't heard it, go listen to it. It's on my SoundCloud. It's the single. I remember I told you guys I was going to release 2. Decided to release that one at the last second, and I have another one probably coming up in the next month or so. So be looking out for it. Appreciate you for listening to it, man. Y'all keep liking it, keep commenting and all that good stuff. We making moves out here. Yeah.